Shalom to the nation of Israel. This is Bar Razal coming in the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Racha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, great millstone, and to the hopeful elect, pushing his word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. This lesson is me talking about being blessed with money and wealth in captivity, right? And right now we're in a captivity, right? At camp this week, we had some Edomite come up, and he was talking, basically being a serpent, right? You ask him a question, you respond with another question or another response that was not even relevant to the question, right? But we came in, one of the topics was about slavery, right? Because the elder was asking him, do you believe we should go into slavery? Like, do you believe that they should go into slavery, Salak, that the Edomites should go into slavery? And he's like, and when you ask me that question, he dodges and he dives and he bobs and he weaves with another response that's not relevant to what they were talking about, right? But the elder brought up, like, we're still in slavery, like, because the Edomite was saying that, that it was wrong, but what happened to our people, right, to the Israelites? But then, the elder responded and said, yeah, but we're still in slavery, right? So I just mentioned that because we're still in slavery. We're still in captivity, right? So captivity right here, it means state of being a prisoner. So we're still prisoners, right? We're still prisoners. We're on the bottom. Prisoners are on the bottom when they're, in any kingdom. They're not on the top, right? Caught, taken prisoner, right? Bondage, servitude, yep, subjection. So we're under subjection under this base man, Esau Edom, the red man, right? Ishashua, right? But in the lesson we're talking about is the fact that the Most High can bless you while you're in captivity, while you're a prisoner, right? And it's gonna be a quick one, but important one nonetheless. Ecclesiasticus 31:6, gold had been the ruin of many, and destruction was present, right? So when you're in captivity, you don't want to be focusing on, trying to make money. You don't want that, like, you know what I mean? That shouldn't be your driving purpose in life, is that. If you're doing that, is because you need to do it, because you have bills to pay, you have to, feed your family, things like that. But you shouldn't be doing it because, I'm trying to live good, I'm trying to have a good life, I'm trying to be rich, no. Right? I'm trying to build a empire, I'm trying to buy all these, and when you start thinking like that, you're forgetting that, this place is gonna be destroyed. Why the hell are you investing in a kingdom that's gonna be destroyed like that? Right? So it also says the ruin of many because of the love of money, people have been destroyed for the love of money. Because the love of money is root of all evil, It's the root of all evil. So that's why they were ruined, because they became evil, they became wicked, because they tried to keep chasing after that money, right? But that's not what we're supposed to be doing as men of the Lord, right? We're supposed to be focusing on that spiritual money, right? That's the difference. But it doesn't say you can't use it, because the scriptures also say money is, not money, is it money? Yeah, money is a defense. Roughly paraphrasing, right? So you still need money to defend yourself, but it shouldn't be your main focus in life. In the truth, is not making money, right? It's making spiritual money. That should be your main focus. And you only make spiritual money by serving the Lord and being obedient, right? And the destruction was present. And we're gonna read up to 8. It is a stumbling block unto them that sacrifice unto it. There you go. Right? I basically just said that. And every fool shall be taken therewith. Blessed is the rich that is found without blemish and hath not gone after gold. Right? So the rich are going to be the elect, right? We are the hopeful elect, but the elect are going to be the rich found without blemish, right? That have not gone after gold. And gold is part of the world, Going after gold, chasing after money, that type of mentality you hear in songs. I'm a money chaser, paper chasing, Like, the elect are going to be blessed. Now, they're also going to be blessed in captivity in the sense of, When things get crazier, right? Starting to get crazy, but they get crazier. They're really going to get crazy. And the elect are going to be rich. They're going to be rich in knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. They're going to be rich in wealth, and they're going to be rich in wealth, and going to be rich in even money, depending on the person's lot. Now, how much of that they're going to have, whatever. But because wealth also means possession. So it might not even be money. They might just have like a house with water and food, shelter. That's wealth. That's rich. You're rich. Because in the times that we're coming into, like the Mad Max times, the Purge times, having a house and being secure is going to be wealth, right? Some are going to get spiritual powers, right? So they'll be able to protect themselves and people around them, which is wealth. That's rich, right? They're secure, right? So that's why they're going to be rich. And the only reason why they're going to get those things is because they're found without blemish, right? Just like Yahweh Shai. Right, so now we're going to go to 1 Sam 2 and 6. The Lord killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. Right, so the Most High kills and he makes alive. The Lord Yahweh maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up. So when things happen to you, when you lose money, whatever the case may be, like, you could be just parking in a spot and then you get a ticket or your car gets towed and you have to go to the impound lot and pay a fee to get your car, it's because the Most High did that. Whatever the reason is, he's going to tell you what the reason for why that happened, but he did it, right? Or let's say you lose a bunch of money, like you invested in some type of business or, investment, and you thought you were going to get a return because, you had plans to do things for that money, maybe pay off your bills or whatever. And then all of a sudden the guy takes your money, he disappears, he's gone, right? The Most High did that, right? So when those things happen, don't bug out, he did it. Now, you still got to be circumspect for certain situations to try and avoid those things from happening. But when it happens, the Most High did it, okay? That's the point. But it says, the Lord maketh poor and he maketh rich. So in those scenarios also, there's a lot of times where because you went through something like that and you dealt with it correctly and, you found out the reason why you did, that happened, for whatever you did, or was just something to teach you a lesson, right? All of a sudden down the road, you fall into some money, right? You fall into some money that can help you out. You're like, oh, wow, Barak Yahweh Shem Shai. You get a job, or, someone just gives you a gift of money, or maybe you get a bonus, things like that happen, right? And that's like the carnal way of riches. But then, you also get rich in knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, right? So make it poor could be also when, brothers are going through hard times and, demons are jumping on you and they're fucking with you, excuse my French, but that happens. Then you have to pray. Maybe you have to go on a fast, right? Right? And you have to think about why it's happening, because now you're in a meek state. You're lower than you were before. So maybe you had to be humble for some reason, spiritually. And then, you go through it, you learn why that happened, why it is happening. And then, you get through that process and then boom, the Most High gives you information. Like all of this information, this knowledge, wisdom, understanding about why that happened, and then other things in your life that are currently happening and things that are going to happen. Because the Most High gives some brothers visions about their own lives, what's going to happen to them sometimes, So it's part of the process. Like, if you played sports, your coach, when he first gets you, he has to break you down. Sometimes he has to humble you. Sometimes the coach actually doesn't have to do that because maybe you're already you're already naturally in that humble state of learning. Right, but not everyone's like that. Some guys are naturally they're prideful, so the coach has to break them down. He has to break them down, and then bring them back up, build them back up, right? So it's a process. So making poor and making rich, it's the same idea, right? So when it happens, don't get too, like, obviously you want to be circumspect in yourself and examine yourself, but it's part of the process, right? Because just like Job, the Most High did that to Job. Okay. And Job, in that life, he didn't do anything wrong, but he was paying for something in his past life. So sometimes that happens too. It's things from your past life, right? And Job, when it happened to Job, Job just took it humbly and accepted what was going on. That was it. And then the most I do to him at the end? He made him rich. He doubled on what he had before, right? Okay, so verse 8, he raiseth up the poor out of the dust and lifted up the beggar from the dunghill, to set them among princes and to make them inherit the throne of glory. For the pillars of the earth are the Lord's, and he has set the world upon them, right? And that's going to be the elect under Yahushai, right? And David, right? So the point is that the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, well, he can bless you. It doesn't mean he will, because sometimes everybody's law is different. But for you, you should take everything that helps you as a blessing. If it helps you, even if it's an apple, let's say you're in those times, those Mad Max times, right? And and you just come to some food, just enough food to take you on for the next day. That's a blessing. Because maybe you wouldn't have survived the next day if you didn't get that food, right? So you have to look at everything like that. The scriptures say, don't be circumspect in every matter, is great or small. Roughly paraphrasing, right? So you got to be examining everything, small things and big things, because they all add up, right? So now we're going to go to the last one, which is Ecclesiasticus 11 and 14. Ecclesiasticus 11 and 14. Prosperity and adversity, life and death, poverty and riches come of the Lord, right? So basically what we were just talking about, it all comes through Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So when you get low, or you've been brought low or been taken to a humble state, it was Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. When you've been taken to a higher state, it's Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And you'll be even taken to a lower state while you're in a higher position. So there's levels, it'll happen on level 1 of your journey, and maybe it'll happen on level 30 or level 10 on your journey, right? So it's going to keep happening. Because just because you brought to a low state doesn't mean you lose your certain position, right? But within your life, you're going to be brought to a low state. So, you have to have that discernment to see those things and understand what's going on. You're just being broken down again and built back up, right? You're being refined over and over and over again, getting all the impurities out. Because that's heat, right? And when you get used to, it's one thing I learned when I was playing professional sports, or the process to getting to the professional level, the one thing you have to learn to excel very quickly and learn very quickly is being comfortable, being uncomfortable. That was always my mantra when I was, playing sports. When you learn how to be comfortable in an uncomfortable state, an uncomfortable environment, nothing can bother you, nothing can shake you, nothing can break you, in a sense. Whatever happens to you, you deal with it. Because you're going to get better, you're going to be stronger after this. Like the whole saying goes, what doesn't kill me makes me stronger, right? So you got to get used to the uncomfortable things that happen around you, where it doesn't affect you anymore. It's just whatever, it is what it is. Once you can master that skill of being comfortable in an uncomfortable state, oh man, you're going to be a scary person. Spiritually, in righteousness, you're going to be a scary person because nothing can affect you. No matter what's thrown at you, you don't get affected by it. Now, you're still in the flesh. And there'll be moments where, you're like, but you shake it off because you understand, right? It's a whole different level of control. A whole different level, right? And Yahushua mastered that. He mastered it. You see his life, he mastered it. He was always in uncomfortable situations, but he was so comfortable at the same time. Right? So verse 15, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the law are of the Lord. Love and the way of good works are from him. Right? So everything comes from Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Wealth and knowledge, wisdom and understanding, wealth and possessions, money, right? Spiritual money, discernment, everything. So when you say money and wealth, don't always look at it as a carnal thing. It goes, there's two sides to everything, right? There's the carnal and the spiritual, the physical and the spiritual, right? So we got one more. Ecclesiastes 11 and 21. Marvel not at the works of sinners, right? But trust in the Lord. So trust in the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and abide in thy labor. For it is an easy thing in the sight of the Lord on the sudden to make a poor man rich. So when you're going through those things, just keep doing what you're supposed to be doing. Just keep doing what you're supposed to be doing, because it's part of the process. It's part of the refining process. It's part of the building process. It's part of the mastery, right? Just keep going, because the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahshua is watching what you're doing and what you're thinking, and you fighting those demons and fighting the flesh, and keep moving forward, just like he did with Job. And what he did with Job will happen to you. Will happen to all of us. How Ratazah, that we're all part of the elect, right? So I hope this lesson was edifying to the hopeful elect, that pushing his word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. Double blessings and double honors to the apostles of great millstone. Death and destruction to the 2/3 of Israel and his wicked kingdom, right? Kwam Yasharallah, Abad Babal, and Shalom till next time.